Magandang araw mga kabugtaw. Ang pag-usapan natin ngayon ay Eros and the Revolution. Ah, kung napapansin nyo, yung huling pangalawang episode natin, Just War Theory at nung nakaraang linggo, Bastille, about the French Revolution, tila ba puro away ang pinag-uusapan natin or puro paghihimagsik na makalaya sa pang-aapi, kahirapan, lahat na. No? Actually, itong Eros and the Revolution, it's an academic paper I wrote and presented to the Philosophical Association of the Philippines, where I served as vice president for, I think, 6 years. The Philosophical Association of the Philippines is an association of philosophy teachers all over the country. Um, Very academic tong paper na to at napakataas ng level of discourse. Pero susubukan ko ngayong araw na ibaba yung level of discourse para maintindihan natin lahat, no? And this paper was inspired by Herbert Marcuse, Eros and Civilization. Si Marcuse isang paborito kong pilosopo who belongs to the Frankfurt School, no? Sabi ko na noon yung Frankfurt School, ano yan, anak ni Karl Marx tsaka apo ni Freud. Kasi si Marx anak ni Freud in terms of ideas, no? The suspicion, the hermeneutics of suspicion. Kay Freud yung mga hidden meanings, kay Marx yung mga hidden intention ng ruling class. Ang Frankfurt School, Marcuse, Horkheimer, they're trying to expose all these hidden intention of the ruling class until Jürgen uh, medyo nagduko yung camera ko. Anyway, until Jürgen Habermas came, my masteral thesis was on Habermas, the critical social theory. No? Many of the Frankfurt School philosophers, especially Habermas, they took a lot of learning from Karl Marx, but Habermas, for example, disagree with the violent approach of Karl Marx. Ang sa kanya naman ay the unforced force of the better argument, more on rationality, si Habermas, no? So yun ang Eros and Civilization. Ano ba itong Eros? Eros, it was also a Greek god. Ang Roman counterpart niya si Cupid. Pero sinabi ni Heraclitus sa lahat ng mga Diyos, si Eros ang unang ginawa. Because Eros is energy. I'll be quoting from the paper once in a while. Medyo mataas ang diskurso, pero paliwanag ko, no? Eros manifests itself in the id. Kung familiar kayo kay Freud, yung id, ego, superego. Id, the animal instinct. The ego, the rational. The superego, the superrational or the religious or the moral, no? Of the unconscious primary instinct. The ego, the reality principle, mediates between the id and external world. The id left unto itself knows no morality. And as such, it disregards the superior strength of the outside forces that can destroy it. It is the ego that tests reality and appropriate one's instinct to the demands of reality. In chief function is that of coordinating, altering, organizing, and controlling the instinctual impulses of the id so as to minimize conflicts with reality, to repress impulses that are not compatible with reality. Actually, my paper started with the cry of Pugad Lawin, yung pinunit nila mga sidula nila. No? Talagang galit sila. No? Kaya kasi itong Eros, ito yung passion. No? Like Bastille. In fact, naalala ko, there was a time nang nag-aaral ako sa Belgium, I think for a month, I had to go to Paris to attend a series of lecture on Jacques Lacan on psychoanalysis of language. Then nilalakad ko lang from a student hostel to University of Paris. And nadadaanan ko palagi yung River Seine. At ang ganda talaga ng Paris. In fact, sabi ko sana ganito din kagandang Manila, ang Pilipinas. Then I realized that the beauty I'm seeing did not sprout overnight. Pinaghirapan yan. Dumanak ang dugo, pawis, paghihirap ng mga Pranses to come up with the civilization they have right now. And while walking through the River Seine, um, flashes from the scene of Les Miserables, no? Flash in my mind, no? Lalo na yung, do you hear the people singing the songs of angry men? This is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. Yun, grabe, very, very passionate na eksena sa Les Miserables, both in the play and in the movie. No? So that's Eros. No? Yung galit ng mga katipuneros, galit ng mga revolusyonaryo, no? That's Eros. Pero ang gusto ko iwatig ngayong araw, if Eros is untempered, it can be very destructive. May kasabihan nga, revolution it itself, tulad ng nabanggit ko nung nakaraan about Bastille na si Maximilien Robespierre, maraming pinugutan ng ulo, pero siya mismo napugutan din ng ulo, no? Revolution is eating itself. Kasi sa tingin ko naman, luto na yung bansa para sa isa pang revolusyon. Pero revolution, the eros, the anger in revolution, if left untempered, will be very destructive. Kaya that's what I'm going to attempt today. Na how do we temper it? Actually, sa paper ko, uh, dalawang pamamaraan, yung kay William Desmond Middleway at saka kay Habermas na communicative action. Si William Desmond naging professor ko sa Louvain, isa sa mga hinahangaan ko, napakagaling na professor. He was actually a visiting professor because he's from Ireland, no? Irish, tsaka si Habermas. By the way, na-meet ko rin si Habermas sa Frankfurt noon. Pumunta ko ng Frankfurt para umattend ng lecture niya. Okay. Yeah. Anak, may ikuquote lang ako. Okay, here. Sa libro ni Marcuse, Eros in Civilization, he introduced the term surplus repression. The repression necessitated by social domination. Because there is basic scarcity, the struggle for existence takes place in a world too poor for the satisfaction of human needs, without restraint, renunciation, delay. Satisfaction necessitates that one has to work. Work is where one procures for the means in satisfying the needs. Parang ngayon, may surplus repression, may scarcity. No? Kakapost ko lang sa Facebook na iwasan natin kumain ng lechon ngayong Pasko at New Year kasi next year wala nang PhilHealth. No? At nakita ko rin yung interview ni Marlica kay Dr. Erfe ba yun? At ang post ni Glenn Chong na talagang kawawa ang Pilipinong bayan. Ang dami naghihirap ngayon. Ang dami naghihirap ngayon. Kahit ako, naramdaman ko yan, yung epekto ng inflation, 1,000 mo, wala na. No? Sandali lang, ilan lang mabibili mo. No? Lalo na siguro yung mga walang trabaho ngayon. May scarcity talaga pero ang administration, party, mga congressman, they display their ostentatious opulence, mamahaling kotse, mga mamahaling bag ng mga congressman, no? Saka bagong eroplano ni Crocodile at saka helicopter habang mga taong bayan naghihirap. Parang last week sa Basil, di ba? Kung naalala niyo si Marie Antoinette, they want bread, give them cake. Parang gano'n nangyayari ngayon. So, yun, talaga may galit na dahil gano'n, no? The prevalent scarcity has throughout civilization, although in a very different modes, been organized in such a way that it has not been distributed collectively in accordance with individual needs, nor has the procurement of goods for the satisfaction of needs have been organized with the objective of satisfying developing needs of individuals. Instead, the distribution of scarcity is imposed upon individuals. First, by mere violence, subsequently by mere rational utilization of power. Violence, ang rational utilization of power using the instrumentalities of the state, the rationality of the law, no, to impose oppression. Kikita natin yan sa Congress. No, actually, out of bounds na sila sa batas, hindi na nga sinusunod eh. No? Yung mga contempt nila, yung mga, ay nako, that will be their own downfall. This holds true in the case of colonization. In a colonized country, the natives claim to work or to other means in addressing scarcity are restricted by the colonizers. Gutom sa panahon ng colonization, hirap. Pero ngayon, actually, colonized pa rin tayo ng Amerika, kaya nga naghihirap tayo, no? America still treat us as a colony. At siyempre, tuta nila si BBM. During the Spanish colonization, land ownership as well as other means of production were monopolized by the Spaniards. Later on, religious norms, civil laws, etc., were designed to legitimize colonization. Religion is always used to legitimize oppression. No? Yeah. Hence, it is in this repressive situation, this I'm reading from my paper, where Eros cries out for ascendancy. Ayan na. Gutom eh. No? The Eros, basic life instinct kasi yan eh. And of course, food is a basic need. No? Ganon din yung mga katipuneros. However, no? In the struggle for ascendancy over the total man, the dream of wholeness can degenerate into its night terror, namely totalitarianism. Ito na, if Eros is not attempered, it will degenerate into totalitarianism. Sabi nga ni Max Scheler, the radicals of today will be the conservatives of tomorrow. Nakita rin natin to sa CPP, NPA, NDF, in their cry for revolution, in their erotic cry for freedom. Eventually, it ate itself. Sila na mismo nagpapatayan and they become very tyrannical. No? Kahit ngayon, mga NPA agents, mga komunista dyan sa Congress, makikita pa rin natin yung tyrannical culture nila. Tiran, wala silang respeto sa batas. No? And that will be the downfall. Ang Class 88, nag-make statement na, no? On their support of General Wilkins sa kinontempt ng isang komunista na congressman, kongresista. Here, the utopia envisioned does not remain an image. The revolutionary wants to actualize this image of utopia here and now. And he or she is impatient. She or he wants it right away. The revolutionary casts his doubt to the present established order and casts his hope in a certain future order. This vision becomes absolute. Na yung kukontra dyan, patay. No? It becomes a dogma, fixed and immutable. Anybody who does not share it must be eliminated. Nakita natin yan. No? Hindi lang sa CPP, NPA, NDF, maraming revolusyon sa mundo. No? So, ang prescription ko dito sa paper na to, Eros has been tempered with reason. Kasi even in Greek mythology, Eros and Thanatos, Eros and death always go together. Kaya nga siguro, yan nanggaling yung salitang bios. Bios means life, no? Bi, dalawa. Because life and death always go together. No? Marami sa atin ngayon nagsisigaw, unfinished revolution, bitayin. Totoo naman yan. Ang totoong revolution siguro talagang madugo, no? Although tayo nagkaroon ng bla, ah, unbloody revolution, yung EDSA 1 saka EDSA 2, pero ano nangyari? Ganun pa rin, no? As a student of ethics, I always understand ethics as the critical, creative, and generous response to conflict situation. No? Baka makahanap tayo ng paraan na hindi naman kailangan madugo. No? Pero part ng ano yan eh. Part ng kasaysayan yan. Kahit ako siguro kasi idol ko rin si Teilhard de Chardin. Violence, sabi niya, is an integral part of life, even in the natural science. Volcanic eruption has to erupt, chemical reaction is very violent, no? Sa volcanic eruption to form new land, no? It's a birthing process, no? Maybe it's about time, no? Pero kawawa naman ang mga kabataan, pero siguro kailangan nilang matuto. Na-inspire, kaya nga yung Bastille, na-inspire ako sa post ni Sas Rugando Sasot na sabi niya, I hope the future generation of Filipinos will have uh, Bastille Day also. Will also have like to have a similar Bastille Day to remember. Kasi up to this day, the French celebrate Bastille Day and it's a triumph against oppression. Sana tayo meron din. Although may mga araw ng kalayaan tayo, pero wala yan. Holiday lang yan. Hindi naman natin na-appreciate yan. May mga National Heroes Day tayo, Rizal Day, Bonifacio Day. Pero magrarally lang yan. Ganun pa rin. Wala, hindi na internalize. Filipinos have a very short memory. At itong, sabi ko nga last time, walang intellectual current sa Filipino culture eh, no? Because of the religious suppression of rationality. No? Kaya sa pagtalakay natin sa pagising natin, pagbugtaw natin, pagpukaw natin sa ating mga kababayan, gusto ko sanang itaas ang nivel ng diskurso sa medyo intellectual na level. Pero of course, you'll just have several audience there kasi sabi ko nga walang intellectual current. Pero hindi naman kailangan lahat maging intellectual eh. Ano lang yan? Konti lang that will inspire others. Kung luto na talaga ang sitwasyon, grabe na kagutuman at kahirapan, it will bear fruit. No? Uh, Take note nung panahon natin sa ng mga katipunero, yung La Solidaridad. No? Simple lang yun, newspaper. But they ignited a spark. No? Sa Latin America, the letter from Jamaica of Simon Bolivar also inspired the Latin America for liberation. At yan ang gusto kong pag-usapan sa susunod nating episode, yung from La Solidaridad to Gaging. No? Kasi nakikita ko, ang mainstream media kasi wala na yan eh. Bayad na yan. Wala kang makukuha dyan. Yan ang bagong propaganda machinery natin. No? From La Solidaridad to vlogging. Pero magbibigay ako ng mga tips paano maging epektibo ang vlogging natin. So hanggang sa muli, abangan niyo yun. No? From La Solidaridad to vlogging para mabugtaw, mapukaw natin na magising ang mga taong bayan.